Did you miss Toni Scott's new exhibit? Probably because it's in the Sackler Museum of Art and Archaeology in Beijing, but let's explore it together. So Scott took her own DNA and family history research and created an immersive installation that speaks to, among other things, the way that history shapes our DNA. As most people who study anyone marginalized know, history is mostly created from the things that people wrote down and saved, and a lot of our secrets, therefore, were kept out of the historic record, and DNA can revive them. Scott is a Muscogee Creek artist who found in her own genetic ties a lineage to China, and this gave her the idea to give life to other lost images and events of our history, the genocide of Native Americans and the long-forgotten victims of slavery. The focal point of this exhibition is a 24-foot ship that represents several concepts, right? The origin and journey of mankind out of Africa, her journey of her Asian ancestors that likely traveled by ship along the coast to the Americas, and the horrifying middle passage that Africans experienced, treated like cargo in ships, that blue color symbolic of the ocean, and the blue spirit and sadness experienced by the enslaved in transport. The images on the ship are true-to-life photographs of enslaved African Americans that she found in the Library of Congress. And these transparencies are woven together with twine, which symbolizes the ancestral ties, and a frame made out of Chinese bamboo. On the walls surrounding the ship are images of self-portraits, digitally composed and set within the context of Scott's own family ancestry. But what drew me to this exhibit is the idea that our genes can reveal things that written history doesn't, right? It's a concept that a lot of Black genealogists have embraced in most genealogy groups, and it's a reminder to historians that the Black body is part of an archive. And this archive can only be known with the awareness and consent of each person who's in it, right? And that makes the dynamics very different from the paper archive, which we normally use, right? Because it was generated in violence. The paper archive is mostly white people writing things about Black people as if they were objects and not humans. The DNA archive reminds us always that Black people were always people, even when our laws did not consider them so. So for me, a white historian of slavery, because slavery is white history also, right? We were the ones doing the enslaving. This exhibit is a really exciting statement that provokes a lot of thoughts. And if you can't go to Beijing, look it up. A lot of photos are online. It's entitled DNA Bloodlines and the Family of Mankind by Toni Scott.